right, guys, so welcome to this video. I'm going to talk about Bitcoin now with my good friend and chart analyst, Zak Mir. Zak, good to have you on the videos, and you're looking well. Zak, I want to ask you about your long-term perspective on Bitcoin. I mean, I said in the previous video, I've been bullish on Bitcoin now for the last several months. Even back as far as April, I've been calling for Bitcoin to go higher. And even when everyone was expecting Bitcoin to drop some months back, I remember I said, no, we're potentially heading higher to 11,585 and potentially 12,000 levels. And as a matter of fact, 12,000 was a target I mentioned in the previous video.
So here's what I think is likely to happen in the next few months, at least before September. I think Bitcoin potentially is going to break through this resistance that you're seeing here, this downtrend line. And I think we could be heading towards the targets that I mentioned to you previously. In a previous video, I mentioned to you that I think Bitcoin is going to head by the end of the year towards 12,000, which is a modest target. It's kind of a realistic target. I actually think Bitcoin could easily get to those levels this year, 12,000 potentially. I think Bitcoin is going to break out of this resistance, this downtrend line, and eventually when we get above the 10,000 level, we're potentially heading towards the 12,000 target some point this summer. Now, here's the bottom line. Again, I haven't come to the most bullish part of my call yet. Okay, so wait for it. So here's the bottom line. Once we break out of this resistance trend line and we go above the 10,000 level, what I think is going to happen is we're going to see a lot of people, dumb money, joining in. Again, dumb money, by the way, usually joins in at the worst possible time. The best time to be in Bitcoin actually was some weeks ago, actually probably back in April and March when we were most bullish on Bitcoin. But in any case, let's move on. The bottom line is I think once Bitcoin moves towards those levels, and let's say we move towards the 12,000 levels, right? What's going to happen is when Bitcoin moves above 10,000, goes to 11,000, 12,000, you're going to see dumb money, FOMOing, again, fear of missing out, getting into Bitcoin, again, mostly at the worst possible time. So I think, guys, something very similar to that is going to happen. Once Bitcoin breaks above the 10,000, moves towards 11,000, 12,000 levels, be very careful because I think the dumb money once again is going to come out shouting, oh my God, we're going to go to 20,000 now, 30,000 now. You know, this is never going to look back. There's not going to be any pullbacks whatsoever. And be very careful. Be careful of extreme optimism. We have to learn, guys, we have to remember the past so we can learn about the future. That means very soon, once we get above the 12,000 level or near that level, we're going to experience a correction. Be very cautious, very careful, because I think Bitcoin is going to give us one more chance, one more opportunity to get long on Bitcoin below the 10,000 level. In other words, guys, that correction, which is likely to happen sometime in September, that is going to be probably the last time Bitcoin is going to be sub 10K, below 10K. Probably the last time we'll have a chance to get long on Bitcoin at below the 10,000 level before we see the next major move up towards the previous highs of last year, 13,800 and potentially even higher, 16,000, 20,000, and eventually higher levels.
Look, my point is this. My point is, do you think at some point this year, before the end of the year, we'll likely test 10K again? Because this could be quite important for people out there who feel like they missed out on the recent rally that we had, you know, the recent breakout above 10K. I've read some comments from people saying, look, are we going to come back and test 10K again, do you think, some point this year? Maybe sub 10K, maybe just below the 10K level? I personally think it's probable. I think it's quite likely it might happen, especially when the stock market eventually has a correction. Because the correlation with the stock market, with the S&P, I think Bitcoin and the stock market will probably have a nice, decent correction in the price of retracement. But I wonder what you think. Do you think we'll probably have a test of 10K, maybe sub 10K sometime this year before we go higher again? And also I want to have your long-term projections for Bitcoin. When I say long-term, I really mean like for this year and maybe by next year as well, 2021.
Yeah, I think that it's a sort of general rule of the markets that you normally get a second chance if you have missed out. And that goes with the other scenario where if you're in a position, it goes on side and it comes back to revisit your entry area. Or maybe just below, and then it goes up. So you have that second visit of that situation. So I think it's quite likely. I think the good news probably is that if there's going to be that retest or second chance, I would expect it to come in the next few weeks. Let's say by say by I think that if it's going to happen, it would happen relatively soon. The good news, I think I agree with you on the longer scheme of things, is that I think it is a bullish market. It's almost impossible, I think, for it not to be a bullish market, given that in the COVID environment, it is the perfect kind of instrument, the perfect type of concept. You know, you're not lugging a bar of gold along. You've got everything untouchable, hopefully, or relatively. Well, it could be hackable, but it is a store of safety.
I said in the previous video that I think the next time Bitcoin tests 10K, if it does that, and I think it's probable. I think, as you said yourself, Zach, I think Bitcoin or markets in general, price action usually offers second chances, second and third chances. I don't see why Bitcoin wouldn't offer another chance, 10K approximately, or sub 10K maybe. But you think that would be the last time we'll see 10K? Because I actually think the next time Bitcoin falls down to 10K or just below it, let's say, I think that's going to be the last time we're going to see those kind of regions of 10K or sub 10K before the next major bull market takes off. You got like the wave 3 higher, you know, if you want to call it that, in Bitcoin. Do you agree with that? Do you see that kind of same kind of perspective?
Yeah, no, I hate to agree with you, because obviously I want to disagree with you and be proven right. But on this one, I think we could have a one-day wonder, you know, rug pull, tree shake type of move, and then people get their chance to go long there. But I think the dirty work has been done. The fact that we're there's relatively little volatility even at these, you know, the breakout levels is very encouraging, and the you know, the pre-move lack of volatility May to July was amazing. I haven't seen that in anything, any major market. It was amazing. So that to me shows that it spent 3 months taking up the slack, let all the sellers sell, get bored, people died of old age, just like tire everybody out. It's a bit like, you know, boxer on the ropes. You just, you know, just like tiring the people out, and then there was the break higher. And really, if you missed it, that's probably it, apart from hopefully a one-day wonder pull back towards 10,000. The chart's very simple. It's 10,000, 14,000, and basically 20,000. And you know, between 14 and 20, there's nothing. So in a way, the big reward would be, you know, you get it on some kind of counter move around 10,000, and that's your ticket. You just ride that, you surf that move higher. You know, the market goes straight to 14 and then breaks higher to 20. So I think it's a very well, it's a very good looking setup. And in a way, Bitcoin is not the most exciting of the you know, the leading cryptos that I look at every week, but it's almost like if the most boring market is looking quite exciting, well, you know, the other ones should be fantastic. So Ethereum, etc., etc. So no, it looks like a very constructive situation.
Thank you very much, Zach. Indeed, I appreciate it. And guys, make sure you join Zach on his Twitter feed at Zach Traders Cafe. I'll put it here on the screen so you guys can watch it. Zach, thank you very much indeed. Really appreciate your input.
Thank you.